Hi guys, my name's Taryn and I'm going to show you around First Draft Pro. When you first log in, you will land here on the dashboard where you can see all of your projects. Everything related to a writing project is stored in the writing folder for that project. And from the dashboard, you can manage certain things like the project metadata, the description and the title, who you would like to collaborate on that project with, and the settings. This is what it looks like inside your project. You'll see that there are 3 different sections: the outline, manuscript, and notes. The outline is also split between a chapter-based outline and a plot outline. You can see over here along the chapter outline that you have a horizontal view of your entire book. So you can write a description per chapter, and then you can manage the scenes within that chapter. We can even reshuffle scenes by dragging and dropping them on the chapter outline. Every time you reshuffle something on the project outline, you're also actually reshuffling the manuscript. So it's a great way to edit really large sections of text super easily and to make it very easy for you to zoom out of your stories. One of the great features around the outline is also that you can change the color of any scene, which is really helpful if you want to manage scenes that are a specific character viewpoint or that are happening in a certain location, or if you're just using it to track certain story events like the catalyst or a complication later on. If you switch to the plot outline view, you get a slightly different experience of the story. So here you can name your plot lines anything you like. I've just chosen A story and B story to keep it simple. But what this helps you to do is track a specific storyline through the entire novel. Let's jump over to the manuscript and I can show you my probably favorite view of First Draft, because this is where the book lives. You can see when you land here that there are 2 menus on the right and left hand side, and then your manuscript right in the center. On the left hand side, you'll see a list of all of your chapters and scenes, and you can navigate by scrolling through them and clicking on any one of them. On the right hand side, you can see a breakdown of each scene, as well as a description of what's happening in that scene based on what you put on the outline. This is really great if you're planning to plot out in advance, because you can then see what you're writing towards as you work through the project. If you're a pantser, however, you can still get a lot of benefits out of the outline and the scene breakdown by keeping notes about what's happening in those scenes. If you then switch over at a later stage to the outline, you'll be able to see a zoomed out view, which makes it easier to keep track of what's going on at different points in the story. If you want to come back and refresh your memory on where you were with a project and where you need to jump back in again, this is a great way to keep track of where you are, what's next, and make sure that you are able to jump back in without having to get up to speed too much. From this view, you can also see an outline button as well as an add scene button. What this means is that you can jump to that scene in the outline if you want to see it, so you can navigate across different areas of the app through handy tooltips in various areas. The second tab in your right-hand menu pane is the links tab. So this is the location where you can save any of your notes or links to external websites in one place for research purposes or referencing. You can see any link that you've put into the text represented over here. It's added automatically, and you can navigate directly from those links to those external pages or to your notes. I'm going to show you how to add a link really quickly. If you highlight the text for the character, the white rabbit, a menu will appear. On that menu, you'll see there's a note tab, and you can see here that we can add a new note called the white rabbit. I'm going to show you that note in a second when we get back to the notes tab, but it's been automatically created for you. Let's jump over to the activity tab next. So this is the place where you're going to see comments and comments threads, where you're going to see any suggestions from collaborators or edits that you decide to make yourself. I'm going to walk you through everything. I can write a comment over here and save that, and then I can reply to that comment as well. All of these comments create a thread, and if I click out of that thread, it all gets minimized. So this helps to keep things neat and tidy as you're working through things, and so that it doesn't get too much of a distraction. There are also some other really cool features that help you to focus, which we're going to jump into now. Along the bottom bar, you will see a focus mode, a sidebar mode, and typewriter mode. If we switch into focus mode, your menus disappear entirely. From focus mode, you can also switch into dark mode. If you switch into typewriter mode, it will center all of your text in the center of the screen, which really helps with focus and means that you're not scrolling constantly. So any new words that we type are all kept in the center. Next up is sharing. Because we don't work in silos, we want to be able to share our work and get feedback from friends, collaborators, beta readers. It's really easy to share a link to your novel in First Draft. Up here, you can see a little share with a reader button. If we click on that button, you can select which chapters you want to share. So we can decide we only want to send someone the first 3 chapters of our novel. We don't want to send them everything. And so you can see the chapters represented over there. We can copy that link, and then you can send that link to anyone, and they will be able to open a version of your manuscript. They can't edit or change anything. They can just view what is in your manuscript. At the moment, they can't make any comments, but that feature is coming really, really soon. Last but not least, we have the Notes tab, which is where you can see this familiar little note that we added earlier. If we click on this, you can see that I can add any notes about the White Rabbit. I can also see which scenes that note has been linked in, and then obviously click on those scenes in order to navigate directly there. I can also see any comments and activity related to the note in the same way that you can on the manuscript. And you can link to URLs or to other notes. And this way we can create a sort of wiki inside our notes folder with all the linked notes going out to the relevant characters and locations notes that you are maintaining. Back on your dashboard, you can see the work that we've done today. You can also delete this project if you choose, and start your own project in First Draft. You have a blank slate, and I can't wait to see what you do with it.